Micron tops 1 trillion as UBS raises price target to new Wall Street high. Are you ready for this? Timothy, I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm going to butcher this one. Arcuri raised his price target from 535. I can't not laugh. This is crazy shit. 535 to 1,625. Are you kidding me? That's a triple. That is a triple. We are raising the expected EPS to remain comfortably over $100 through this period from calendar year 27 through 29, with Micron generating over 400. Let me say that again. 400 billion in free cash flow. I gotta stop this rant. Give me a sec, everybody. Is this true? Did my prediction come true? All right, let's get back to Micron. This is wild. The fact that Nvidia, AMD among group of winners as Bank of America thinks AI spending has staying power. Oh, what happened, everybody? What happened? Oh, CNBC interview tonight with Jeff Bezos at 7 p.m. What happened? I thought this was a bubble, everybody. I thought this was a bubble. I thought Steve was crazy. I thought this guy, Steve, that does a midday market show and tries to pick up amidst scraps after he finishes. I thought he was crazy. I guess Bank of America is saying, you guys got to see this. This is awesome. Quote, we retain high conviction in continued AI infra for infrastructure strength, driven by 3 to 5x year-over-year sales growth at Frontier Labs, improving AI monetization, exponential token growth, 7x year-over-year at Google, and continued disruption fears among hyperscalers. Tight supply with near full utilization of all deployed infrastructure and underappreciated sovereign, enterprise, and industrial demand. Analysts led by Wamsi Mohan wrote in a note to clients, we forecast AI TAM tripling to 1.7 trillion by 2030. Tripling, everybody. Tripling. I thought this was a bubble. I thought we were in a bubble. We got to call Captain Sleepy time. We got to see if Captain Sleepy time is awake. Hello?
Hello?
You are live right now.
What does that mean?
No, it means I'm live and I called you to read you something. I need to get your opinion, your take. Everybody wants to know. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought we were in a bubble. Everybody tried to convince me we're in a bubble. Bank of America comes out. You ready for what they said?
I'm ready.
Okay. They're talking about AI spending. Now, this is a quote.
Okay.
We forecast AI TAM tripling to 1.7 trillion by 2030 end of year.
I mean, you know what's funny is I'm pretty sure that's lower than what Nvidia's own projections are. I think their AI infrastructure targets are like 3 to 4 trillion.
I thought we were in a bubble.
I mean, as long as people keep spending, there's the bubble doesn't pop. But you know what's worrying me is the recent articles that just came out talking about how some engineers are spending more than their salaries. And if there is a large pullback from companies saying, actually, we are overspending and we need to slow down, then, you know, the models will correct pretty quickly. Now, I think because the models are getting smarter, that's not actually going to happen. But, you know, it's definitely cool, but I don't know. It's not like all the fears are going away.
No, but you know what? I wanted to get your opinion. Tripling TAM, Tanner, tripling TAM. We'll let you get going.
Dude, I love to hear it.
All right, later.
Micron, baby. Micron.
Hey, you know what? You were right, and I was wrong, but I did get on the train at 7:09.
You're in it. You weren't wrong.
No. I thought that it was going to fall because it was going to stay boom bust. I was wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. Anyway, we'll let you get going.
This is why you're number 3, my friend.
Later.
Bye.
All right, Captain Sleepy Time himself getting pretty damn excited. We got to cut over to CNBC, everybody. We're going to back it up just a tad, is they are discussing exactly what we're talking about.
Also getting a boost this morning. Let's bring in our senior markets commentator, Mike Santoli, for more on the chip trade and this particular move by UBS. I wonder if you think we'll be talking about it years from now.
We very well could be. I mean, look, this group itself, the stock action is telling you the market thinks it's very different this time. And it better be at this point, because, you know, something like that price target at a $1.8 trillion valuation at that level, the multiple to sales, even on next fiscal year, is double what the last 10 years have been. So it's basically telling you we've reached a totally different stage of what this company can do. And the market has been completely leaning on it. You know, reason number 1, 2, and 3 for why the S&P 500 has managed to withstand the pressure from where oil's gone to, where yields have gone to, is semiconductors. So even today, when it was a broader rally and there's a lot of stocks up, it was basically Micron, AMD, and Broadcom are like 60% of the S&P's upside. So that's the backdrop. This shows you relative to transports and home builders, what's happened with semis. And this might be the convergence trade or the unwind trade if we get a full reopening. If you really have oil breakdown, yields come in, all of a sudden we can start talking about the disinflation story again, the pressure comes off of consumers. That's what you might see in terms of a rotation back into those laggard areas. And that also brings us back to the world we were in from the end of October to the end of February, which was broader market, cyclical leadership, tech can't really get out of its own way, the S&P doesn't do much. Or semis can go up every day along with that, and you have everything.
What would make semis unwind if oil? It's
honestly just positioning. It's honestly just about, well, we can't really trust the cyclical stuff, so we're going to just re-up our bets in the semi trade. But everybody wakes up every day, or their agents wake up every day, and they say, what's token usage? What's DRAM prices? What are GPU rental rates at right now? And that says, does it say sell or buy? And more days than not, it says buy. And that's honestly all that's going on right now, in addition to, you know, the sell side getting aggressive and deciding that history doesn't matter when it comes to Micron, which, by the way, when it has peaked in the past, has been at like 6 or 7 times earnings. It peaks at low multiples because that's usually when you have peak earnings. And so the market's saying
it's been
totally
cyclical before.
Well, yes, exactly.
Right.
And so now people are saying, oh, but there's multi-year order books now. Okay, can those orders be canceled? Maybe, I don't know. But that's kind of what you've already priced in, is a very different industry structure that's going on.
Well, that is the knock, that these long-term agreements are pricing in peak prices.
Potentially, yeah. And
Austin, I'm happy to go over that in a moment. I want to just finish watching this. We can take a look. We can see. Absolutely, we can say.
You know, and until it's disproved, the stocks are going to act as if it's a good story.
I do wonder what's on the other side of this memory shortage, you know, once it catches up.
And I also wonder what's Micron going to do with, like, you know, all this money, right? They never, I mean, obviously they can add capacity. It's the only thing they can do. It's self-defeating. They can buy back a pile of stocks. They only spend $600 million a year on dividends. So it's a good problem to have. It's a smaller version of the Nvidia issue, where they have so much capital that people are going to, at some point, say, give it back to us. If you really believe this is a secular cycle, give it back to us. If you think it's cyclical, we'll take that under advisement.
I'm not sure they'd like the announcement of more capacity either, right?
No, that's the point. Yeah, exactly. So it's hard to know how you're smart about deploying this surplus that's now piling up there.
As you say, good problem to have.
For sure.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Santoli. Coming up, as we look ahead to the big SpaceX IPO, what are the chances of a SpaceX and Tesla merger? We're going to discuss the potential.
All right, we need to hear what they're going to say about that, everybody. We need to hear that. We need to hear it. But Micron, I agree with SK Picks. They're not increasing supply, maybe 5%. They're gonna love this demand crisis, and they're gonna keep it going. Let's answer Austin's question. Should Micron be a larger market cap than Berkshire Hathaway? I don't know. Berkshire is a $1 trillion. Micron's a $1 trillion. From a profitability standpoint, probably not. But the market does not work on fundamentals. Otherwise, I'd be the richest person in the world. I mean, Tesla would not be worth over $1 trillion, and SpaceX would not be IPOing at around $2 trillion if we were going by just math and just fundamentals. So we got to throw that out of it. From the growth aspect, Micron is not crazy valued. Austin, the reality is that this is a company that's expected to earn over $100 next year. They just took the estimates up. Holy shit. Look at this. They just took the estimates up for next year. They still have Micron's earnings falling in 28 a little bit, but they're now expected to do $104 of EPS next year. I'll tell you what, I'm starting to agree that this can go to like 1,600. I'm starting to agree. That's insane earnings growth, everybody. Absolutely insane. And I still think the 2028 numbers are wrong. And I'll tell you this. If Micron does not implode the way that these forward earnings numbers look, get ready for Micron becoming a $2 or $3 trillion company.